Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing on this stupid? All right, I got the stupid. What's going on here? Sorry. Uh, how is everyone doing on this beautiful Saturday morning? Hope everyone is doing excellent. I myself am doing well. Thanks for asking. I have no idea why my earbuds are not connecting, but we're going to figure it out. Aha. Just got one of them to connect. Guess that's all I need, huh? Anyway, hope you guys are doing well this morning. Thank you for joining Mr. Ed. Always bright and early. I can always count on you being here, even if you might fall asleep after halfway through because of working all night. Morning, keep it scale stupid. Hope you're doing well, sir. I just responded to your message on Discord, keep it scale stupid, so hit me up about that. Let's see. What else? Oh, first off, I was able to grab one of those Asgards yesterday. That's super cool. I don't know if y'all were able to. I went to the... Oh, good morning, Robin. I went to the casino yesterday as we were passing it, and there was a Starbucks there, and I needed a cup of coffee. And anyway, went to the casino and threw a $20 bill in a machine. It was a Locket Link, Devil Lock or something. I don't know. If you know slot machines, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, threw $20 in it. Ended up running it up to nearly 80 and then cashed out with $70. They gave me some free play for my birthday, so that was cool. I actually got to spin a wheel and I got $25 free play from the wheel and then $10 more because it was my birthday. And I actually sat down and ran through my free play like pretty much instantly. And that's when I moved over to the Locket machine and threw my own $20 in. But anyway, I made an extra $50 while I was there and got Starbucks. I had a Starbucks gift card, so I didn't have to pay for that either. So that was cool. Won $50 at the casino on my birthday. I wasn't trying to hang out there. More than tripling my money. Almost. Wait, I did triple my money. 20 to 70. More than tripling my money, yeah. Morning, Tommy. Hope you're doing well, sir. So I already started working a little bit this morning. I started taking and making two of those shorter Corby bolts. So I put the original ones over here so I wouldn't shorten them. And I've got one of them nearly short enough. I just need to take off the width of the head. That's what she said. And then it should tighten up. So I've shortened one of them quite a bit. I've got the other one on the end of these vice grips, and I'm going to shorten it as well. I had to chase the threads with the screw to get them to go back in after grinding them down, but that wasn't a problem. Oh, nice, Robin. So I started getting those two ready, because once I can tighten these down completely together. Yeah, Tommy, I got one. I was able to grab one. JT grabbed one as well. So three of us got one. John grabbed one. I got one. You got one. That's three of them. I don't know. I don't know who else might have been here. If they wouldn't have limited you to buy one for the first hour, I would have grabbed the second one for Sever. But I didn't. Wasn't able to. So I got some cool knives yesterday. First of which was a project. Yeah, I wonder what numbers we got. This is a project knife. He sent it to me. It's that SNG with the lightning anno and the you can't see the blue really good, but it's really blue. With the lightning anno, there you go. There's better view of the lightning. And supposed DLC blade. We're gonna test that DLC. But the problem with this knife is this guy bought it. Good morning, JT. Just talking about you. But yeah, I grabbed this one because he sold it for $40 and they were like 110 new, and he just got it and he didn't like the action on it. And he basically just didn't like a strider, except it was sticking. So I had to disassemble it, and I had to take the pivot and the blade hole. The way the hole in the blade was the main part that I had to fix. And I took this and I rolled it up, and I rubbed it back and forth through the pivot hole in the blade, because it's a huge pivot hole in the blade, and they didn't machine it too well. So when he was trying to open it, it would stop about right here and it wouldn't open all the way, and it was because it was rubbing on the pivot. So I did the same thing with the pivot. I rolled up a piece of sandpaper and ran it around the edges of the pivot, just kind of loosen them up, and it's working a lot better now. It opens fine. You still have to push it closed, but that's a strider. I mean, that just is what it is. Good morning, Sever7. Just talking about you as well. But we're going to take it apart, and I'm going to pull the blade out, and we're going to try to scratch it with something to see if it is DLC, or see how good the DLC works. Yeah, by the way, let me go back through and say all my good mornings. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Mr. Good morning, Tommy. Good morning, John. Good morning, Sever7. Hope all you gentlemen are doing great this morning. As I said earlier, I've already started working on this thing a little bit. Trying to shorten down these Corby bolts to get them to fit and tighten up these scales to where they sit flush, to where I can do all kinds of modifications to them. I've almost got one of them knocked down to the right length. I'm going slow so I don't take too much off. I've got the other one on the front of these vice grips. I'm going to grind it down. I said I was going to buy you one of those knives if we were talking about the Asgard. And I said I was going to buy you one if I was able to buy more than one per household for the first hour. I knew they wouldn't last an hour. But yeah, I rolled that up like that. Good morning, TC. Wow, the whole crew's out this morning. Everybody's up on this Saturday morning. That's awesome. Let me show you what's going on with this thing. It's also got big, huge washers. Oh, it's easy to open. It's not that bad opening. It's just the close is not dropped shut because it's sitting on these giant washers. Let me show you how big these washers are. They're big. They're those big giant ones because that hole in that is giant. So yeah, I took this hole right here and I ran the sandpaper. I rolled it up. Oh, you're at the ballpark? That's cool. Got nice scenery and nice friends. Yeah, I rolled that up like that, and then I just kind of spun it and ran it around through there. And then I took a piece of paper and I kind of just ran around this very lightly, because this thing is giant and it wasn't interfacing good with the blade. It was catching on the blade and I could feel it catching a little bit, but now it turns really smooth in there. And I also polished these a little. I probably need to polish them a little better, and that would help for sure. But let's see how this DLC is. Let's get down here and zoom in. See what's going on with this DLC. I don't know, for $100 DLC and lightning anode knife. Guess we will find out. All right. That looks better, I reckon. Alrighty, let's get it cleaned up first. It looks like, I mean, I don't know if it even looks like DLC. It almost looks like a dark solid acid wash. I mean, it's not. Might be a PVD. I don't know. So what do we want to try scratching it with first? I wanted something that was kind of like real hard plastic. Because there's no telling how easily this thing will scratch. I thought I had something over here. Got that little Gerber thing. Sorry, I was looking. I've got this little Gerber thing we could try scratching it with. It's got a couple of different rounded off areas and sharper areas. I could try to scratch it with some round areas and hit it with maybe the edge of this. I don't know. But before we get, well, we can go ahead and try to scratch this. I'm gonna stop modding for a while here. I'm gonna try the round part of it here. Let's see, where's gonna be hidden the best? Right up here above the pivot. What in the world was that? I just heard something ping off the wall over here, like something under pressure just let loose and shot a screw across the room. What the heck? All right. The round edge of that metal. Wow. Let me show y'all what's going on. It's leaving a mark. And that is the Gerber, not the DLC. Because as soon as I wipe it, it wipes away. Perfectly clean, actually. So I'm actually kind of curious, because that's metal on metal, and you can already see where it's wearing down the edge of the little Gerber thing. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, so the Gerber's losing so far. That's good. I mean, there's definitely it's putting gray on it. You can see those look like scratches, but they're just the material from the Gerber. Wow. The aluminum coating or the aluminum anode on the... So far, so good. Can't complain about that. Like I said, it's rubbing off the edge. You can see it getting shiny down here where I've been rubbing it. Let's go straight to the Phillips head little point here. See what it does. I'm going to be pressing hard here. Pressing very, very hard. It felt like it made a dash. It felt like it made a scratch in that. It's pressing hard enough. But let's see. I don't. Wow. I don't think I see the slightest change of color. Are they just like getting this cheap DLC coating and baking it on these blades like for inexpensive? Like, do they have just automatic heating ovens that do it perfectly now because of how quickly electronics have advanced? Like, they don't have to do much of anything except throw it in there and hit a button and it comes out perfect every time. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if stuff like DLC has gotten to that point. I can't get the focus to see if we actually do. I don't know. Now I need to take something hardened. Pretty wild how inexpensive all technology comes down in price, especially when they can automate even heating elements. Not hard to throw a thermometer and a heating element in something and get it to stay the right temperature. We've been making ovens for years. All right. I'm going to jump out of this for a minute and go to the browser. Go check out the browser. I want to go look at our pretty new knives. Yeah. Oh, now I know what I wanted to do next before I even check out our pretty new knives. Is I need to show y'all my pretty new knives. So, go back here for a second. All right. Let me clean up my mess a little bit. We will scratch on that more in a little while. Did I already lose? How in the heck did that happen? Is that what shot across the room? How did it shoot across the room? Yeah, I think I just shot that across hit across the floor. Did it just spring on its own? What in the world? Did y'all see that magic trick happen? Did y'all see it on video? Like this thing go flying off across the room? I heard something hit over there and I was like, what in the heck was that? But it looks like sometime during the video, I shot that washer across the room, which is great. Love that. That's my favorite, having to track down a wild washer. The wild washer of West Virginia. And you know how those folks get. I have no idea how that happened. Now I'm bummed about putting the knife back together. Oh well. I'll have to find it. It'll take me an hour, but it'll eventually happen. Let me clean up, make a little room here. All right. So, got a few knives new. Besides that one. Man, I can't believe I shot that giant washer. I want to go back and watch the video when I heard it. See what happened. See if I can tell what happened. Maybe I'll get a idea of which direction it went. All right, so I got this, which is a nightshade. In good old LMAX. So this is before any mods. Wow, that color looks very natural, huh? Why does the green not look green? I think I got this stupid light on a weird color again. Let me see what we got here. That's better. That's kind of bright. Let me turn it down a little bit. Whoa. There we go. That's some better colors. Oh, you went back and watched, Waylon? Thank you, sir. It went this way somewhere. I will check that general direction. I heard it, and it sounded like something, like I said, but this, oh, by the way, this knife, I don't know what's wrong with it, but the blade will not stay up. I mean, at all. Like, I've tried that. I thought the pivot was super loose, and then I went and checked, and it wasn't. So I don't know why it moves so smoothly. Oh, when I picked up the Gerber, I tweaked it with the Gerber. All right, I got you. I was like, what Gerber? I didn't even have a Gerber knife out here. And then I realized I had the Gerber tool. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm back at the homestead, but still on vacation. Don't have to work, so that's what counts. All right, so I got that one. My ideas for this one is I'm going to delete this flipper tab, make a better finger choil here, and I'm going to dye this a super cool color, probably that red wine color that I like. It's like a dark purple red wine. I think it's called wine. Grit dye. And then I'll have a one of a kind Elmax shilling cutter or nightshade. This is the nightshade, but it's Elmax steel. It won't have that giant flipper. It has a great deployment with reverse flick. Super easy. And this one has the flaw of just wanting to shut. I don't know. It's very, very droppy. Like, I don't know what kind of bearings, what kind of magic they did in there, but so I got that one. Maybe it didn't shoot too far, and that's why I heard it really good. I don't think it probably shot very far, so I might actually find it. And then I got the knife that finally made me see the logo for what other people have seen it as. I just could not see the negative. I mean, my eyes, I could eventually kind of see it, but when you see it on the part of the knife, on this knife, where it is definitely obvious. But this is a crazy blade, hornbill, hawkbill, and I think they were like $240 on the site, and I got this one for $80, so couldn't pass that up. But he probably got rid of it because he didn't like the logo. Because when it's on a pivot, man, does it look bad. Like, the way they cut those lines out of that round pivot, when it's on their logo, I think their logo is square maybe, and it throws off those lines, but when you round it out, oh boy. Yeah, see, it's squared up in this thing. But on the pivot, yeah, so I will put this with my other artisans. Probably not show it on video very often. But honestly, I'll show it anytime I choose on video. Honestly, y'all know me. I have no... Things only give them what... I mean, have the significance you give them, so... It's a knife to me in a collection of other knives. But this one is the winner. And it has... I just decided if I ever design a knife, I'm taking something from this knife to my design, and I'm going to try to perfect it. But I did not realize how much a perfect fuller for reverse flicking matters on a blade. So nobody else steal this idea, and y'all might not like it, but the way the size and shape of this fuller here and where it's located, I mean, it there is no other knife that reverse flicks as good or as nice as this one. That little groove is the perfect depth and the perfect shape for your fingernail to hit in the bottom of it and the rest of your finger to roll out. I mean, it's rounded out perfectly. I've looked at it a bunch, and it's perfect. It really is. And I don't know how to incorporate. I know I want to incorporate that in the design now because of how nice it feels. But the amazing part about this knife in general is the thumb studs work good. That fuller works perfect. The thumb studs are a little close to do a reverse flick. They sit too close to the scale over here. So you can't get under that, but you don't need to because of that fuller. And the noise it makes, how easy it is to open, it's awesome. When I got it, I got a good deal on it too. Got it for $150. It's the two-face from Ramet. And the guy, of course, had it over here on the flipper tab because that's where it comes automatically. So it's got that removable piece that lets you turn it into a front flipper or a regular flipper. And he had it attached to down here. And so I went to start changing the attachment point, and I noticed that they had a set screw plug put into this hole up here. And I don't think, when he sent me the pouch and everything, I don't think it came with the right tool that you needed to get that set screw out of that hole. So it has a little plug, and you have to remove that set screw plug in order to put the object in the hole. So I put that set screw plug back into that hole. But I started trying to screw the screw in up here, and it wouldn't screw in. So I started looking at it, and I was like, oh, it's got something in there, and I can't see threads. So it has this little plug that you put in the hole to kind of take up to protect the threads when it's not in there. And I don't think Ramet sent that 5mm. It takes a T5, sorry, not 5mm, a T5. A T5 Torx is what you have to use down in there. And you take that little plug out, and then you can replace you can put the flipper tab, down here on the bottom or up here for the front flipper. So I bet he didn't even get it swapped out and had to live with just one. He was like, but I see in the pictures I can change it. No, he might have been able to, but he did sell it for pretty cheap after just getting it. So I wonder, but I love it now. I love the lines of it with that front flipper way better than that tab that stuck out. I don't think I have pictures before because that's how much better it looks. Something else about this design on this knife that's super cool is this big flat area here for the forward choil. It gives you plenty of room to like really lock in and get your positioning wherever you want it to feel. And then it has jimping and a curve on the back here that catch your thumb. So there's a lot of design elements of this knife that I really like that are different than other knives. But this flat part here is very wide. You can almost get 2 fingers on it. And so one finger, you can really just maneuver it in there and get it where it feels comfortable. But that's the Ramet two-face. Another super cool knife. Really glad I got that one and waited on getting it cheaper than the $300 or $260 or whatever it was. So I looked around it, and it doesn't really have any snails anywhere or anything wrong with it. That's why I said I bet he just didn't like the flipper tab and couldn't get it changed over. But they should have included that T5. If you're gonna put a plug in a knife and advertise a feature as being able to swap the flipper tab around, and maybe it did come with a T5 and he just didn't know what to do with it or lost it or didn't include it in the bag. So I don't know about that. Now it makes me want to go start removing everything slowly off the table to the right over here. Try to find that. I've got all kinds of things over here. I got an old 6-leaf bag. I've got a bag full of Severs knives that he's buying from me, sitting over there. I mean, there's just stuff galore. Those 2 drill bits I bought that were the wrong size, a random pouch. my Vostede raccoon. There's a lot of stuff just right here to the side that clutter up that y'all never see on camera, that y'all would be amazed at how messy it is. I got my ruler and a couple of chopsticks because, you know, you can't have enough chopsticks. I've got another thing of chopsticks. Chopsticks are great little wooden implements that you can turn into other little wooden implements, or use them as pegs or plugs or all kinds of little stuff. You can paint on glue with them. You can ream out holes carefully, smooth them out a little bit. Chopsticks, get you some. No, I don't know, they do. And then I've got all my Spydercos, of course, that sit here for reviews. Then I got the new little knife Pete gave me, little slip joint sitting over here. Guess I need to open a package. Got some wild stuff sitting over here. A couple of Kershaws that I hadn't found a home for yet. We got a Hogue pouch for the Rogue because I put it in a case. Got the rest of my Spydercos. A random $2 knife that I was going to throw away that I just can't, so it just lives over there and it gets thrown around. I think it's a high quality one. It's a Smith & Wesson. Yeah, I use them on noodles too. William, that's why this pack is unopened, because I will eat with those. We got one of the knife patterns. We got all the other knife parts that I cut out of the stock to make the beads with. We got those two little things I made to rub butter around. Not butter, wax. Sorry. I said butter. What the heck? Good morning, Louie, if I didn't say that already. I've got a Winter Blades utility blade. It's laying over there because I don't know where it should go, but it's nice and works well. I've got the leads for my power supply. So that spring, that's what I'm saying, that spring made noise and it hurt. It sounded like it was far away, but it probably just hit 4 or 5 different things over here. That washer, not spring. Did I say spring? I don't know. Anyway, I got little booklets from Work Pro. We'll throw that away, I guess. I've got a CRJB that I decided to pull out of my for sale pile and keep just because it's big. Got some random scraps of paracord, some random little baggies to put parts in. And I'm still not finding the, just knocked off one of my 8015s into the floor. They're both sitting over here. So is that little Japanese cutting thing for boxes. So is my wax. So is a whole pack of belts for that sander. Which need to go somewhere else. I'm telling you. So is another knife I pulled out of the for sale pile, which is that founding forgers. I don't know. I forgot how comfortable it was till I saw it out there for sale and picked it up. And it was a big boy too, so I kept it. And still no washer. Pair of tweezers closed up with the rubber end on it so they don't get bent. I'd always keep those little rubber ends on your tweezers. I got my little magnetic parts thing and my kit, all the bits. But all that sits to the right the whole time y'all are watching these videos and never see them until I need to grab something. But that's partly why I can grab all kinds of stuff within arm's reach. Over there by my power supply were the 2 little axes. They're still around. And my Swiss Army knife. And that little neck knife, CRKT something or other. I'm going to protect all these nice knives and be careful about what lays on top of them. I was careful so far about how I place things, but I'll get careless here in a minute and forget that these are my 3 new ones and I don't want them scratched up. So let me move stuff off of them. Still looking. Brand new shortcut in a bag. That's what I'll do. I'll put, and then packaging for another shortcut. What is this? Oh yeah, this is that Duratech knife that I started to mirror polish. It's one of those $12 Amazon knives. It's awesome. Duratech. It was one of my first mirror polish attempts, and I did that by hand with sandpaper, so I got to finish it off with the faster Dremel. That knife has great action, and it's a great little knife. And I got my little, whatever that is. I don't even remember what that is. And my titanium whistle lighter. That'd be a good test for this. It's been sitting there for a couple months now. Oh yeah, John, these are razor sharp. They'll cut paper easy. This paper has got some. This has got a note from somebody, but I'll try to show you here. Well, they've been sitting over there for a while. Hold on. Don't make a liar out of me, little axes. They are very sharp. I don't know. They've dulled down some after sitting over here on this table up underneath some other stuff. They've gotten hit a bunch. Ow! The corners will bite you for sure. This bottom corner will catch your thumb if you're not careful. Yeah, they're not as sharp as they were. When I first got them, they would cut paper like real good. Oh, did it go to the moon? It's probably way farther away than I'm looking then. It's probably over in the floor part. It hit something over there. I heard it hit something over underneath the TV over there. So I bet it did go to the moon. So I'm going to start putting some of this stuff back where it goes, because I've got too much stuff on my desk at all times, much less right now, this second. That goes there. Chopsticks can lay here. Paracord, I can make something out of. Go down here. Leads for the power supply can go back by the power supply. Tweezers need to go over here with tools. Some stuff was misplaced, so kind of glad I did that anyway, even if it didn't shoot the spring over here. So anyway, apologize about that. Taking a detour there. The good old Smith & Wesson. Can I reverse flick it? Ah, yeah. Work like a champ. Morning, Mr. Dwayne Letterman. Man, this thing weighs nothing. What is this? Morning, Fred. Hope you're doing well, sir. To the moon, huh? Man, that sucks. I knew I heard something. I knew I wasn't just imagining things. But here's the knives at least 4 of us got yesterday. Fred, were you able to grab one yesterday? Might be 4 of us now. At least 3 of us in here got us one. I got mine at 2 minutes after. I almost missed it. I forgot. I knew there was no going back after the first hour and getting another one. No way I was going to make it an hour. Does anybody know where the numbering is? Aha, right there by the... So they will be numbered individually. That's cool. I mean, I knew he said he was going to sell 100, but that doesn't mean they're going to number them every single time. Just means they're limited runs. But it looks like it's right up there by the... where the blade meets the scales. I don't know what that says. Is that the L? I mean, is that where's the Magna cut, right? Like, yeah, I don't know what the. Maybe that's the number. Looks like this. Oh, that is Magna cut. And the number must be around the curve. You can see the very top. You can see part of that Magna cut above the scale up there. Super cool looking little knife. Just hope it'll be. I haven't heard anything. I would imagine whatever it's supposed to be, whatever's been found to be the best range, whether it's 50 to 51 or 51 to 52. I'm not sure what the best actual range is for Magna cut. But morning, Pete. I wouldn't think that he would get it in any other range than what is optimal, or Riot, should I say, would get it in any other range than what is optimal. Yeah, so the jimping on the front flipping is what front flipper did it for you. Definitely is smooth. Yeah, I don't think even with jimping it'd be real easy to front flip that with the geometry sitting right above the pivot. None of it is past the pivot, so it'll be kind of rough, but you might could put your own jimping in and front flip it, but the way it curves back, it's right below the pivot, so it might be a little bit past it. You might have just enough. Yeah, I don't know what Riot. It'd probably be just as easy to find some other Riot OEM knife recently with Magna cut, like go check them out and see what they've got as far as Magna cut. Nothing for Magna cut. That doesn't mean they'd have it all listed perfectly. See what this blade steel M390. So I don't know if they have any Magna cut on their Riot stuff. Let's see who else. I know somebody we can check. If y'all think of somebody else to check, let me know. Riot OEM nicer knives. Let's see. What kind of blade steel does this have? Well, it doesn't have any info, so even if we knew what kind of blade steel it was, it wouldn't be helpful. Neither do. Oh, M390. It did, maybe it did have info. No, that one didn't have a single thing. That's M390. That's M390. M4. That's M4. Different. All right, who else uses Riot? Let's just go to Riot. See what they, I mean, not Riot, they have, let's see, I wonder if they have any. No products were found matching your selection. Nice. Is that an M390? Yes. It says Stonewash Magna Cut blade at 63 HRC. So I would imagine if 63 is a good number, that's probably what Riot does Magna Cut at. I should keep up. I know a few that are good ranges, but I don't know Magna Cut. All right, so it says with a sweet spot around 62 to 64 for balancing toughness and wear resistance. So 62 to 64 average seems like 63 to me. So I like that that's what they picked. 63. Yeah, I'd say it's, and really, it probably takes no more machining work than that knife does. Yeah, Berg blades would have been another good one to check. But I bet that's just the difference between a guy starting out, putting out production Riot knives, charging $280, and a guy established making custom knives, releasing one of his customs made by the same OEM, getting an extra $120. You know, which is perfectly okay with me. And integrals probably do. I mean, I don't know. Nowadays, the machining time may not be much different than doing two separate sides with pockets on the middle of each side and all that, you know. But material-wise, going to use slightly more material, but that's come down in price too. So maybe that's the $20 extra as a material, and then $100 for the fact he's a custom maker that's releasing one of his custom for the masses, or at least 100 masses. Let's see. Yeah, I'll never find that washer. I was wanting to order some different ones anyway, to tell you the truth. I'm quite sure, since it's a SNG style knife, that they probably used washers that are fit accordingly. And I can find some more. Yeah, Pete. It said on that article that if you did want, let me show you this. It said right here, and a wider functional range from 59 to 65. So there are people lower makes it tougher. So somebody might want a 59 if they lived out in the bush and didn't have, access to any kind of sharpener and was cutting wood a lot with it or something. It wants it tougher. So I like steels like that that start adding better properties the better and better you heat treat them. Did he do a 400 piece run? I could have sworn it said limited to the first 100. You mean before this? This is the fourth 100 piece run or something? I'm at this run, but it says limited to 100 numbered pieces, so that's what I was confused about. MGUT does T. English, please, Louis. No, I'm just joking. Oh, yeah, we're back home and I can hit this little button. Remind y'all to smash that like button. I'm just joking. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it. Yeah, man, I just love the fuller on this knife. Like, I'm going to incorporate this exact shape and size and placement onto mine. No, it was 100 total, Nick. I thought you meant that he had done another run before this or something, because I don't know. But maybe this is the first one and I got lucky. But yeah, man, this knife is great. I love that flat choil. I love the jimping. I love the curve back here. So when you choke up on it, it really sinks your thumb into it. This fuller is the best reverse fuller. Placement and shape of any knife I've got. Better than the Veros. The rounded off smooth shape, and it's deeper down in the channel so that your fingernail goes down in there, but it doesn't have to be as wide down there because it's just your fingernail, and it feels really, really good. I'm really, really happy I got this one. Nick, yeah, I was in the car driving down the road and I had an alarm set, but it didn't go off, and I looked and I was like, oh crap, it's 4:02. So I had already logged into the website, which saved me a little time because I had an account there, and I already had a card on file, I guess, built into my phone, so I didn't even try to type in a different one. I just used whatever card was in there. It had charge me. John, any of those companies will break that rule if you pay them double or pay them $100 extra. So that might be where that extra $100 went to Riot. I'm not 100% sure, but didn't his Instagram say it? Maybe I'm making that up. Y'all don't hold me to that. I just thought so. Looks like one. So maybe it isn't. Maybe it's Best Tech. Don't know. Let's see. Yeah, maybe it's Best Tech. Let me go check here. Type this in and then Instagram. I don't know. I thought I saw it somewhere, but maybe I didn't. So when we were looking at it, there was comments. Yeah, right here. See, this is where I got it from. Any idea who the OEM is? And Riot was the first response, and that wasn't replied to, saying no, it isn't by him. Whoops. I did it again. Yeah, so right here is where I got it. It says Lazy Boy EDC, which is one of y'all, asked who the OEM is. Oh, that's John, John, I believe. And then John said, I mean, somebody said Riot. But who knows if that's true, but it seems like John, isn't that you, Lazy Boy EDC? Am I confused? Like, I get confused about whose name is what because y'all change them around. Thought that was you that asked who the question was. Yeah, he needs. We need an XL version, Nick, for sure. I totally agree. So I was totally lazy this morning on shortening these Corby bolts, and I learned something. I learned a great other lesson this morning, and that is don't grind metal objects when they're clamped in this rubber boot on this clamp. I luckily I knew that it might do that, so I decided to use the edge over here in case it did, so it wouldn't mess up my middle clamping ability. And it did. The little screw melted. So that was this other Corby bolt. I had it clamped in here and I was grinding on it. So now I'm just going to hold it with the vice grip, the little mini vice grips. And I don't have it very tight at all. But when I said I was lazy this morning, I didn't want to get bust out the whole little mini grinder thing, so I just grabbed the Dremel. And when you hit the end of a square, something you want square with a rounded off Dremel drum, you have to do some work to get it even. But like I said, since it's going to be on these scales just for shaping, I got this one almost short enough, and I got the threads to, I chased the threads again with the screw and got it to rethread. So I don't care what the inside of this bolt looks like at the end, as long as it clamps these two together. So I just anyway, it would have been better to do it against something square like that belt sander, but this worked. And I had it way fast, like, because I was tired of messing around. And I know y'all can't see me, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. I was going to try to get these done, but throwing sparks. But it doesn't, it makes a little round. I mean, I'm actually doing pretty good on this one so far. But I need to shorten these. Well, I bet that little thing is red hot. I bet if I spit on that. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I meant to get back to the DLC, Tommy. I meant to jump around and do that. Sorry. Let me get these moved off. Actually, let me close these up, get these safely put down here before I spring something else across the room. Pretty wild. All right. Steel. How about a cobalt drill bit? Think that'll win. Will this cobalt drill bit end of it win? I've got two more of them that haven't even been touched here. I think these are cobalt. Let's see. Yep. Cobalt. High speed steel. Let's take one of these brand new, unused, sharpened drill bits. Hit the edge of it. All right, let me zoom back in so we can see some scratches. Make some scratches. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop jumping around. Jump around. Jump up and get down. Sorry. I'm in a good mood. I'm still on vacation. Alright. There is a sharp point down there. I promise. You're going to see anyway. I really don't want to hit where the washer lays, so I'm going to go a little bit out, but hopefully it'll be hidden. Okay, wow. First initial scratches started to leave a mark, but that wasn't really a mark. As you can see, so we're testing this cheap China DLC. I'm still impressed. It did start feeling like material somewhere was being removed, so I hope it wasn't the cobalt. I hope it was the cobalt. All right, I just pressed pretty hard. Tried to make some more scratches there. Let's see what we got. Come on, focus. Don't. I personally, even on the camera is bigger for me to see. It's almost like a magnifying glass. And I don't see any scratches right there where I put it. Trying to get the light to hit it. Dang it. Why is it working? Why is this cheap DLC actually decent? I really didn't want it to be. I wanted to say, look guys, it comes right off. Alright, there's another pretty hard press. I don't know why in the heck. I'm telling you, man, they've got these ovens over there dialed in, all computer controlled, climate controlled ovens. Probably got dual zones and stuff. Probably do two different bakes in the same oven. But I don't know. I don't see any deep. I don't see anything. I'm trying to say I don't see any deep scratches, but I don't see anything. I need something super sharp now because I want to make a mark. I'm going to press as hard as I can. Like, I'm pressing hard enough that it's digging this drill bit sides into my finger. I had some grip, promise, and some pressure. Yeah, I need to put it on. Now I'm mad. Now I need to put it on like my drill. Hold on. I'm going to put it in the drill so I can really apply some pressure here. I'm going to use the drill's weight behind my arm here. Try to guide this in the same spot and scratch it. All right. That's about all the pressure I can give it. And it looks flawless. What in the heck is wrong with this $110? It's another faulty knife this morning. We got a $110 DLC lightning anode strider with beautiful blue lightning anode clipping scale for $100 with good DLC. So yeah, don't like it. I do like it. I don't like it. I mean, I do like it. I don't know. It passed enough tests for me right now that I don't feel like digging on it with anything else. I will make it fail at some point, even if I have to take it out to the drill press and use one of those carbide end mills to scratch it. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yes, I just licked that. That was chip juice. Apologize. Let me see here. We got some kind of scratches going on here. Oh, I'm just messing with you, John. You know I'm happy about it. I mean, maybe? No, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Yeah, I'm the same way, Tommy. Like, what the heck? I'm having America convictions. America conflictions. Because I wish it was the 4th of July. Yeah, I feel you there, Mr. Tommy. Stupid Gerber. I knew I shouldn't have broke you out. Piece of crap Gerber. Do not like Gerbers. Yeah. How long is this thing? I need it to be 12 millimeters. All right. I'm at 14 right now. I need to get 2 more millimeters off of this thing. Yeah, so what else y'all want to discuss this morning? I love it when it jumps all over the place. It's my favorite thing in the world. Yeah, if it'll cut cardboard, we're good. Wow. That's a wacky, wild, wacky inflatable tube arm man. Not bad though at the moment. Let's see what else dropped yesterday. Something did. Seems like. 12.6. Getting there. But like I said, the threads, I was able to get this rechased in there pretty easy. Since, and actually I pretty much did it mostly by hand. And then I just, the fact that these are T8s helps. I'm not worried about stripping them out. But yeah, that one I could feel needed to be chased back in. And I can't even tell if it's, yeah, it's spinning in the vice grips. I told you I didn't have the vice grips very tight at all. It was just barely to hold it. But I'll chase those threads a couple of times and they'll be fine. Yeah, I think that one just about went all the way in. So we should be getting close to being the right size for these scales. I'm definitely not going to touch. Probably transfer it over here to this screw by now. So I will not touch that for a minute. Anyway, let's see. Let's go find something else to look at. But yeah, it'll be nice when I don't want to stick this in here because it's probably still too hot. Be nice when I can get them clamped and have those flush. I need to take a little bit more off of that one. You can see I can push it back and forth through. Got a little bit of wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. But yeah, then I can shape and do these pretty consistently on both sides, get them all rounded out nicely. Oh, and wanted y'all's suggestion. So on here, I want to take out a bunch of this, but you can see where it's already starting to tarnish. So we'll have to hit that up and maybe put a cool mustard pattern or something on there when we get done. But anyway, I got to do some weight reduction in the handles here. And I've got this 4mm end mill already in my drill press for these two holes. I've got to get a bigger one for the lanyard hole. So I'm just going to use a drill bit for the lanyard hole. And I guess I can just use steel drill bits on this since it's not hardened yet. I wasn't even thinking of that. I was going to ask y'all if y'all thought it would look stupid if I just put a bunch of 4mm holes in a pattern. Or even just randomly cut out 4mm holes all down through here. If it would look terrible. I don't have like a mill where I can perfectly line things up and keep lines of holes. But I can try to make some kind of unified pattern. What I'm saying. But I want to take out some metal here. And I want to do it the easiest way possible, so I want to use my drill press. So I guess I can just use some high-speed steel bits and put a couple of big holes and then put some little holes around it. And since these will clamp on and they're not going to be epoxied on, I mean that always works good to hold the epoxy to hold these together. And I'm going to make this to where you can take it on and off. So because I might want to change this blue out at some point. And why not? If I've already got these made perfectly, where they'll hold it together. So yeah, I don't know what I should do about the holes on here. Y'all aren't helping me out any, so I'll just do whatever the heck I want to do, I guess. My buddy, I'm gonna show y'all a picture or something. If I can find my phone. My buddy bought some. Where in the heck is my phone? There it is. My buddy bought some flowers that are not real flowers, but they are flowers nonetheless. I wanted to show y'all how crazy female hemp flowers can look, that I was just not aware that you could get some like Girl Scout cookie looking Girl Scout cookie looking stuff that doesn't even do anything for you. I mean, I guess it does do stuff for you, like medicinally, but not as far as a buzz. But it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Pretty wild how good they're getting with everything nowadays, including the DLC. But yeah, that's just Girl Scout cookie with nothing in it. No chocolate chips or sugar. And it looks pretty dang good. Or it looks pretty dang real, should you say. That's exactly what it is rock wool. I'm glad the kids saw it and thought it was rock wool. But anyway, I thought I would share that picture. It's just kind of alarming. Police have got troubles nowadays. I'll tell you that much. Because that is just a female flower from the hemp plant. Yeah, so that's not even like what y'all think it is. I mean, what some of y'all think it is. That's like a whole different, whole different dealio. Let me see how close I am to getting this to fit. I don't know, pretty wild. Because back in the day, if I got pulled over with that, I'm going to jail. Because it is illegal here in Tennessee. And nowadays, you won't go to jail because there's nothing illegal about that in Tennessee. Wow. Aha. I got the last little bit of those threads chased out. And that one's real close. That one just barely sticks out when I push it. Yeah. It does, Tommy. It does. And it supposedly has, I don't know, 27% of a different THC. So it's supposed to be, it's a mix of Girl Scout cookies and train wreck and something else. But pretty wild. Very good. Told him I was talking about it on the live. He said it looks like the stuff we use to grow hydroponics. Yeah, it's definitely a hybrid. Got that hybrid vigor. Y'all don't know about phenotypes and hybrid vigor. So when you start getting stabilized strains, they start becoming F2s and F3s, and you try to stabilize hybrids to make them produce the same traits over and over again that you want. That's a stabilized instead of a hybrid, but you can keep back crossing hybrids, and genetically there's phenotypes, and hybrid vigor gives you different phenotypes. So one might grow super tall, one might grow bushy, and you might decide you want the bushy one instead of the tall one, so you pick that genetic breeding is pretty awesome picking. But hybrid vigor is something that's known because hybrids will throw off, if the two parents are totally different, they'll throw off one that looks like the mom, one looks like the dad. So you might have a little short fat kid and a little tall skinny kid. Same with plants. And then if you want your plants to end up being that tall guy, and then you might have one that they call a GF phenotype. And I will let y'all look up and see what the words GF stand for. Aminal. Yeah, aminal. Just go back a little ways, and I talked about it on the stream. And don't forget, kid, we're in here every morning. Come join us. Yeah, I'm not going over it anymore, but just go back a little ways on the live. So this one needs to be quite a bit shorter. That's what she said. But this one, man, is very close. Like you can see, I can just barely push. But I want to get it to where I can tighten it up really good. So I want to take a little extra off since there are some extra threads. But I'm still on vacation, so I'm not going to do too much today. As far as video goes, we're getting close to an hour and a half. What else do y'all want to talk about this morning? Or do y'all care to just hang around and shoot the stuff? Yeah, I really liked, this hawkbill, hornbill, man, if I was like a carpenter, did carpeting job, I think this would be a cool knife to have. And I might be stupid, because like carpeting guys might say, well, we always use our carpet knife. But I feel like it would be advantageous at times when trimming up some stuff to be able to grab this out of your pocket. And I bet it would work better. Yes, sea of green. You got to think about all kinds of stuff. Super cropping. LST. You know what LST is? The low stress technique. Yeah, we won't get into what all I know, but I've been there. Sever 7, have a good day, sir. Don't work too hard, but get that job going good. Show them how much you can sell and how good you are. You'll be moving up in no time, I'm quite sure. And then when you get your own knives, you'll have all that experience, so that'll be awesome. And you'll have all the channels to smooth through. That one's all wonky. I need to straighten that one out. Look, it's got the curve on it. That's the one I said was all wonky earlier, and I guess I never did really get it totally cleaned up. It's getting better though. Not as wonky now. Still a little bit wonky that way. Yeah, Nick, I've had quite a few very nice ones in my past. At one point I had 3 different dwellings. doing that, but that was a lot of years ago in my youth. I'm an old boring man now. Tommy, I don't mind if you do on your on the Discord. Let me make a channel for it though. How about that? So as soon as you see a new channel go up that looks appropriately titled, you're welcome to. Nick, yes, sir. I said that earlier. I said I was being lazy today. And since these are going inside this just long enough for me to shape this knife, I said I didn't want to break out my flat belt sander and put it on the table and make a big mess. So I was just going to use the Dremel this morning for these 2 screws. But I did say that I need a flat surface. And I usually finish them off. I'll take this little diamond plate and I'll just run it, flatten it up good. When I get done doing something with the Dremel. So I do try to flatten it up on a good flat plate. But, you know, I'm just being lazy, and these are just going inside the scale. I like these ones with the rubber bottom too, because give you some cushion for your pushing. Oh, it's all good, Nick. I knew you would chime in with the right way to do things, which is never bad. But these, like I said, I'm just making these because I had to pull the blade out in order to shape these without the blade on it, because the blade gets in the way of the front and such. So I needed to shorten. I've got the Corby bolts made for with the blade in it, but I needed some that were shorter to go in here when the blade's out. So that's all I'm doing. It's not a major deal what the end of these look like on the inside of this thing, because you're not going to see them anyway. And I would definitely use well, I bought these that you see on the table, the Artisan, the Two-Face, and the Nightshade that I'm going to do some mods to. But other than that, this week, I think I've got something else showing up today. So I don't totally remember what that is. I think I've got a couple things showing up today. I know one thing that's showing up soon, and I believe Sever sent me a knife to work on. So I think he bought speaking of sanding surfaces, thank you, Nick, for reminding me that. I bought one of these little blocks that we saw on that video that guy flattened out using a tile or a piece of glass. So a piece of glass is really good. You lay sandpaper on a piece of glass, but he machined the bottom of this super flat so that he would have a little sanding block that was trued up. And these are made for micro sanding. So you just unscrew this, slide this out, get the paper in there, put it back in, and it makes awesome little sanding blocks. But I did order one of those, and I'm going to put it on a piece of glass. This one looks fairly good and flat, but you'll notice to get it a true, like, you know, machining surface, like a surface table, you need to do something. But yeah, I got one of those little sanding blocks. So those things are super cool. Oh, I might be getting my Karas today, huh? Is that what I'm getting from White Mountain Knives? Possibly. I forgot to even check that order. Let me go look at White Mountain Knives here. That'd be awesome if I was. Let's see. Account. Order. Shipped. Uh, I don't see the tracking number is not on here. What in the world? Oh, there it is. It is on there. It took me to Aftership. I guess that's who they in transit. Arriving on time today, September 20th. Let me copy this number and see what it actually says. USPS. Where it's at. Aftership looked weird. No. I'm not getting it until Monday. Mr. John. These threads didn't feel good. That's for sure. I didn't feel confident screwing that screw in. I still don't, but let's see what we got here. Yeah. Alright, I'm in the right threads, at least. And it actually... Wow. It went pretty far manually. Sorry, y'all can't see. I'm just tightening this screw together to get these threads. Why is it not tightening down? Maybe I'm all the way tight. What's going on here? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, John, White Mountain Knives does a great job with shipping, huh? Well, I hope those threads work. I can tell when I've got it right because it'll sit below that little edge. And this one is sitting below that edge. So it should tighten up all the way flush now. But I don't know what's going on with it. I think the threads are not working very well. And that sucks. I feel like something's just spinning, like the threads are stripped or something. I don't have it in there far enough yet. Yeah, it's just spinning. But yet it'll unthread. Wonder why that is. Actually, it won't unthread. Huh. Is that who the White Mountain... Is that Justin's wife? Nick? Yeah, I might have to totally redo a Corby bolt. And I might have to drill these out of here. Well, that adds some extra stuff I didn't plan on adding. Maybe not, though. What am I doing wrong here? I've got that one locked in. But these are not unscrewing. I guess they're stripped. I do have the right size. pretty positive. Yeah, got the right size. So they're stripped out and just sitting in there. I'll probably grab them with the vice grips. Oh no. It's going to be a pain. All right. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to get back to enjoying my day off. I hope y'all do the same. Yeah, it just pulled right out. So those threads toast on the inside of that Corby bolt. Maybe they don't go that far down in there. Maybe I need to tap it. No, it didn't have enough metal. Huh. I might need to order some shorter Corby bolts. I think I might have gone past the threads is what happened. And now it just pushes down in there. Got a tap. Yeah, it just pushes and pulls right out. But I would have to tap it up the next size. And that's no good. I would have thought they had threads all the way through, but you can probably see there's no threads down in there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to look for that washer. Enjoy my day off. Wait on some knives to show up in the mailbox. Not sure. Chicago bolts. Let's go look. Good question. What are Chicago bolts? Yes. They are the same as Chicago screws or Chicago bolts. And I guess it's a sex bolt is what the actual term of all of them are. But a Corby are made for knives, I believe. Yeah, USA knife maker. They are made to go through knives. You can get them in all different lengths. And if you go to Amazon, so I guess I could type in Chicago screw. And yes, Chicago screws are just shorter versions of Corby screws. Looks like Corby screws or Corby bolts you can get in all different lengths. The ones I bought were 17 millimeters long, and I only need about 12 millimeters. So I wonder how big are these? 12. Screw length 12. Those are perfect for what I need. So I'm going to log in and do all that. And get that done. The golden ratio, Fibonacci. Leave it up to you, mister, to bring up the Fibonacci series. My cart has just got a bunch of crap in it that I always uncheck. I'm going to go ahead and get those ordered for tomorrow so that I can fix this knife. And I'll have some extra ones to use on other projects with thinner scales or titanium scales. Aha! What do you know? We might get into some titanium here eventually, and maybe buying some parts like a pivot. That might be fun. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. If y'all don't mind smashing that like button on your way out, that'd be awesome. We will do it again tomorrow. Still off again tomorrow, so we will get her done. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.